What is going on, guys? Joey Franza here at Flex Training Systems. Just keeping up with my end of the bargain. I said we were going to go through some sample splits. I'm going to kind of go through five. I've prepared five for you guys that I'm kind of going to run through. Um, Before we get into that, though, right now, if you're watching this video December 26th and early December 27th, there is a story on my Instagram, which you can find below, where I'm taking questions for a Q&A. You can also drop those questions. If you have a question to be featured in the year-end Q&A, you can do it in the comments below. Of this video, I saved some videos, some questions from a previous Q&A. You guys already dropped me some good ones today, and then I'm going to take the ones in the comments below. I'm going to record all of it and try to get it up early next week. I'm still thinking what I want to do for background footage. It might just be me sitting here. It might be me sitting here with lifts going on. Maybe it's just me talking, and then I have my normal pictures. It really depends on what I have time to do. But yeah, every year I'd like to do a year-end Q&A. They're usually pretty good. I think last year we did some. I think it was like Fortnite gameplay or something. Um, but yeah, I'll figure it out. I just want to get those questions in, get something out at the end of the year, and give you guys something to take away leading into 2020. That being said, what do we got in front of us? Training splits. We're going to be talking about couple different training splits. I think each one serves a different purpose. Some stuff that I have to explain first. Again, guys, I do believe I talk about this later in the video because this is Joey from the future, and I've already seen the video. But there's no accessories in here. The accessories would be littered throughout each one of these splits. And accessories have to take into consideration the priorities: bench one, squat one, bench two, squat three, whatever that we're about to get into. Just wanted to explain. Obviously, there's going to be accessories on an actual block. So if you can see, as you can see here, we have like days, weeks, and then you'll see bench one, squat one, bench three. I hope this is big enough for you guys to see. Um, Actually, if it's not, I really apologize, but it looks big on my end, so hopefully it's good enough for you guys to see. But basically, what you're looking at here, maybe you're only listening to this, is a 6-week split, or sorry, 6-day split. The number next to the lift is going to be its priority level, meaning the value of that lift. How are we treating that lift coming into that day? Granted, some of those days, because we train with RPE, they may end up being interchangeable. For example, let's say you come in on a Monday bench one and you had a lot of shit going on over the weekend, and that bench day is not there, right? You just feel weak as shit, so you end up sandbagging that day. Your Wednesday, which is originally bench three, meaning the lowest priority bench day, aka kind of a recovery bench day, may end up being your best bench day of the week. It's not always going to plan out that way, but this is assuming everything, there's a lot of different variables that are going to assume what day is going to be your priority day. For example, I know looking at this split right here, some people do better on Saturday squat versus Tuesday squat. Not all the time. It really just depends. I would say if you're somebody who, let's say your deadlift on Thursdays does not affect your Saturday squats, then this may be you because you're getting those 3 days between Tuesday and Saturday. You're getting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off from training that. Like I said, deadlift is not interfering too much. Everybody's different, right? That's why you gotta kind of stay in your lane, be aware of what you can handle, because you can't really copy a split that was designed for somebody else. It's part of the reason why I don't like giving out just like sample programs or free programs because it might not work for you, and then you might fucking think that I suck because you tried something that didn't have any guidance or coaching. Um, which is why I don't like doing stuff like that. I think a training split, there's a lot that goes into it, and if you don't understand it, it can be pretty frustrating. But as you can see here, this is a 6-day split. I like this split for people that like to go into the gym. They don't have a lot of time per day. Let's say maybe they work, every single day. So they have 90 minutes to train, 2 hours to train, but that's it. This is a split that I like. It allows you to kind of put the training wherever you want to put it in the day. And then, as you can see on Saturday, we have that optional deadlift. Maybe you have a little bit more time at the end of the day, so you want to go in there and, um, you know, get more work in. This is a good split for that. Obviously, there's no accessories here, but yeah, this split is for people that they have a lot of time. They don't have a lot of time per day, but they can train multiple days. Some people I like to have train on this, even if they have all the time in the world, just because it keeps things nice and spaced out. Also, like if you just like going to the gym frequently, this is a great split for that. Um, the orange that you're seeing here, this is just like to signify that's a training day. I had it white before. It was kind of, I don't know, it just looked weird. But yeah, this is a solid split. This is one of my go-to splits. I like to split a lot. Um, and yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that one. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more I could say, but I don't want to make this too long. Okay, so coming into sheet 2, as you can see, things are switched up a little bit. This one has 3 rest days in there. This is a 4 times a week training split. This is good for people that maybe they don't have a lot of time per day, except for specific days. With all of these splits, it doesn't have to start on Monday. You could follow the same thing, just starting on Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or whatever. Let's say you need a Wednesday and Thursday to train, you could take this one and just bump it up 2 days, and it'd be the same thing. You know what I mean? You just have to be aware of your squat ones, squat twos, and stuff like that. Your priority days. On this one, you can see that I have bench 1 as the priority day. The reason for that is because Wednesday, uh, is the last time that you're benching. You're going to get the most amount of time. We talked about it in our last video. You're going to get the most amount of time rest on bench from Wednesday to Saturday. So if you're gonna take a heavy single, if you're gonna have send it or do any kind of evaluating on bench, it's got to be done on that Saturday, which is why it's bench 1. The squat 2 is also the day before that Saturday. If you're like me and your squat destroys your bench, it may be beneficial for you to switch your bench to Friday and move the Saturday down to move the squat down to the Saturday. Holy crap, I can't talk. But if you do that, you gotta understand how moving that squat day to a Saturday is gonna affect your Monday squat. It's gonna affect your Wednesday bench. You may want to flip things around. There's a lot of different stuff that goes into it. But there is a reason. There's a reason for everything. You could also add in a second deadlift day here, a deadlift 2. Shit, I'll just put it right here. I know sometimes I put DL or I put deadlift. You guys know what it means. But yeah, this is not a bad split. I like this split as well. I've used this split very similar to this. Like I said, you can kind of switch things up on those last 2 days, but this is I think every split except for one that you're going to see is going to be benching on 3 times a week frequency. I mean, 2 times is like very simple, so I figured why not just complicate it, make it a little bit more complicated, add the 3rd day in there. But yeah, a lot of thought goes into training splits. That's why it's good to have someone kind of do it for you. But this is just another example of a training split. We're still getting the same amount of recovery between the time that we're hitting our lifts as the last one, but we have to combine on some days. So obviously the cost there is your second lift may suffer, which is typically going to be bench in most cases, except for that Saturdays. You guys, I mean, we could even go ahead and make this optional. But yeah, you guys see what I'm talking about here. Same amount of distance between, but the second lift during the day, if you're like me and that lift typically tanks, then you're gonna want to move it around. The reason why I have you see bench 3 with squat 1, because like I said, we have the most amount of distance between the Wednesday and Saturday bench. The benching following that bench 1 is probably going to be a little bit weaker, more of a recovery day. That's why the Monday bench is it's a lower priority. It's priority 3. Okay. Also, for me personally, benching after squat, if it's bench 3, it's fine. It's not a big deal. That day, I'm not going to really be able to go heavy. I'm not going to be able to lift heavy anyway, so I don't mind that day being a recovery day for me. I start to feel a little bit better if I didn't overdo it on that Monday, so my bench, Wednesday becomes my bench 2, so it's my second most important bench day. Then I'm going to get 2 days off. You're kind of using the bench 3 as a bridge between the two important bench days, your bench 1 and your bench 2. Um, I hope that makes sense. If you respect your RPEs and you're not overdoing it on that Monday bench, then you should have no problem. Again, if you're the type of person where your deadlift is, let's say you pull sumo and you pull sumo with the mid stance and you squat low bar, your Wednesday deadlift may affect your Friday squat. It may not. If it does, then Friday is going to be a squat 2. If it doesn't, Friday might be a squat 1. It really just depends on the person. The way that I program, the way we auto regulate and change weights and stuff like that, everything kind of evens out. But something to be aware of if you're consistently coming into Fridays and you're feeling beat to shit. Okay, so I feel like I'm spending too much time per. I'm going to go through this one quickly. This is kind of like the last one. Again, you don't have a lot of days to train, but you need to maintain that same frequency. This is what you have here. 3 times a week. I've seen people do good on this one as well. Again, Wednesday is a low priority bench day. It is not a day where you're going to be sending it, but it is different from the one before, I believe. Yes, it's all about the spacing, right? How much distance are we going to have between, high priority bench, so 1, bench 2. You know what I'm saying? Third day, this is just recovery day and whatnot. If what I'm saying makes no sense, it's okay, but it should. Squat 1, squat 2. Again, these could be interchangeable depending on the person. If you're only deadlifting once, you should feel your best here. I have seen instances where this day is thrashed from that day. So what I like to do is I move this deadlift here. I try to move this squat somewhere else. If deadlift doesn't affect squat, but squat affects deadlift, you could just move this down to Thursday and everything should be okay without too much interference between the two. If you're like me and your squat 2 is 350 pounds less than what you're normally working with, it is strictly a recovery day, then it is probably okay to do that. Moving into sheet 4, what do we got going on here? We have this is a split that I had somebody run. Granted, there's no accessories in anything that you guys are gonna see, right? There's no accessories in anything. I'm just giving you the main lifts. Probably should have said that at the beginning of the video. I might. If you see this at the beginning of the video, it's probably because I moved it to there. Anyway, yeah, this is for a guy. I had a guy who was an accountant. He was really busy. He had no fucking time to hit the gym. These are the only good days he could train. And I was like, all right, we're just gonna go in. We're gonna do the best that we can. You could probably maintain your strength here. Maybe you might get, after a couple months, you might start to get a little bit weaker. But until you can give a little bit more to training, this is a fine split. Just to, powerlifting's on the back burner. You're just going in whenever you can. You're hitting the lifts. Probably going to be sore every time that you deadlift because you're not. I mean, typically it would have some accessories in there, so it doesn't feel like, you're just super detrained from it. But if you're taking this many days off, I mean, lifting's going to feel pretty foreign. You can basically go ham on this day because you're going to have all this time to rest. Yeah, this is obviously not an ideal split. No one's gonna hire me to program 2 days for them, but I mean, if I fucking have to do it just because we're in a maintenance period, I will do it. And I actually have seen some people get results on that. Again, everybody's different. It depends on what you're going through in life. You might be able to make progress on this. You're probably not going to be able to. If you are, you're one of those very lucky people. But yeah. Last sheet we have here. This one's kind of fun. So this one is, wait, I think there is a mistake here. I think this is supposed to be squat 1, deadlift 2. No, I think that's okay. Never mind. It's good. All right. So as you can see here, Saturdays are squat 1. This is our most important squat day because we're getting the most distance between Wednesday squat and Saturday squat. So this is going to be our squat 1. And then we're getting the most distance from this bench to Tuesday bench. So Tuesday is now our bench 1. Most important bench day, right? The day you're going to be able to give the most to it. Again, this is a very basic, simple way of explaining a split and priorities and shit like that. Any day can be anything. This is just one way that I'm doing it. Just for like explanation sake, right? Okay, so bench 2 again. So bench 1, this is where you're gonna go. You could have your heavy single here. I like to put the single in volume here. Then we're gonna take this day easy. Then this day is gonna be a little bit better. So Tuesday and Saturday become our most important bench days. Hence bench 1 and bench 2. Then we have, between the Monday and the Saturday, more than likely, this is gonna be your deadlift 1 unless you're beat to shit from these two. Then that's gonna be your deadlift 1. So you're gonna take this as a recovery technique day and push it a little bit more on this Monday. But I like this split for people that they have like moderate recovery level. They can't really tolerate crazy amounts of work, but they want to get practice with all three on the same day. The more that I do this, the more I realize you don't necessarily need to ever do that. Maybe it's a Saturday and you're at a gym with a lot of people and you want to be social, you want to have fun, you want to be training all day while your homies are there. You have a lot more time on a Saturday. You could run this, come in there, you're hitting all three on that Saturday, and then you have a day off, and then you're just hitting your normal week, kind of like spreading out your recovery, and you have rest before and after Saturday. So you know it's pretty good. You're gonna come in decently fresh. You're not hitting a crazy day, right here. So you're going to come in pretty fresh for this day. Then you get a day off to recover from it. And then you're getting right back into it. Again, things can be interchangeable. This is just like kind of a fun one I wanted to throw in at the end. I don't even know how long this video is so far. But, yeah, those are the splits. I hope you guys are able to take something away from this. Pretty general stuff here. Nothing crazy. Yeah, my last video expanding on that with this one. I might get into exercise selection. I might get into accessories and all that stuff. If you guys like this video, you gotta let me know by leaving a like. Q&A. If you have questions for the Q&A, drop it down below. Fucking yeah, guys. I hope you had a good Christmas. We're going into the new year, and I already have I'm already 2020 is gonna be crazy, fellas. It's gonna be crazy, fellas. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm about to go bench. If you guys are gonna tune into the stream, I'll see you then. Drop your questions below. Talk to you in the next one. Peace.